We will kick things off with Paul Danzer.
Hi, Emily. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't see you, but I'm just wondering what it's been like playing alongside Becky for a year now, and what you've learned from her, and how that relationship has developed.
Yeah, I've learned a million things from Becky so far, not just on the field, but off the field as well. Her professionalism is on a different level. But yeah, she brings an expertise and kind of an organization that I have learned a lot from. I think I've learned more from her off the ball than I've learned on the ball. She's always switched on. She's always in command. She always knows exactly where to go. Yeah, I think it's the focus and the organization, I think, are the two things I've learned the most. I've really enjoyed playing with her. She's an unbelievable person and an unbelievable player.
Hey, Emily, pretty simple question, but just how exciting is it to be back on the pitch, to know that you guys are a month away from playing soccer again?
Yeah, really exciting. We joke it feels like we've been in perpetual preseason for a year and a half. But yeah, we're really excited. We're hoping that things will kind of start returning to normal. But yeah, everything aside, it's just great to be back on the field with the whole team playing and yeah, doing what we love.
Emily, welcome back to play from perpetual preseason, ramping up for a real season. When you guys get back out there in a matter of whatever it is, 3 weeks or so, things could certainly change restriction-wise for fans and spectators. Playing without fans last year in the bubble and whatnot was so much different than what you're used to. I mean, just how different is the game, obviously, I mean, without being too obvious, of just not having that actual energy from 20,000 streaming fans that adore you.
Yeah, we missed them so much. It's not the same at all, especially home. I mean, away, you kind of zone out the other team's fans anyway, but for sure home, it's just a little bit eerie and kind of depressing when the fans aren't there. So we're absolutely excited that hopefully there's a potential to have some fans this year.
Hi, Emily. Thanks for taking the time. I'm just wondering if you could talk a little bit about the longer preseason. The last time Mark talked to us, he talked about how he was approaching it differently, and he sort of had this different plan for all the different weeks leading up to the Challenge Cup. And I'm just wondering if you could say a little bit about how that's played out from your perspective.
Yeah. I mean, preseason is, 10, 11 weeks long. It's kind of unrealistic to go balls to the wall the entire time. And Mark and our staff are more on the conservative side, but anyway, they don't feel it necessary to crush us in the beginning. It's kind of more like get the basics down, just get out and play, kind of figure each other out. So we've definitely eased in. We've been working hard, obviously, but we've eased in, especially tactics-wise. We're spending more time on specific tactics week by week. And it's kind of an awesome speed. I mean, we really have the opportunity to have longer meetings, kind of get down to the nitty-gritty stuff that we don't want to have to be focusing on during the season. So it's definitely given us an opportunity to, get back to our basics and what kind of tactics we want to carry through the season without having to spend time and not waste time, but spend time on it when we're in the middle of the season and every second counts, and we don't want to have those hour-long meetings.
Emily, I'm just wondering about Thorns 2.0, as Mark puts it, in the transition to, I guess, a little bit different style and just personality and mindset. What's that been like for you last year, going through it in kind of a developmental, weird way? And then how different are the Thorns now than 2 years ago in training camp, in your opinion? In what ways is the team different? Not so much personnel, but, philosophy or what have you.
Yeah. There's so many different things I could talk about with this, but I think there has been a huge emphasis on our style and how we are going to play, and then within that style kind of entering the little bits and pieces of our own individualism. And so we have our basics, and then we have someone like Crystal who just came in, and how does Crystal's style of play fit into our basics without stripping away what it means to be Crystal? kind of boosting up what it means to be Crystal while it still fits into the style of play. And I think that does move a bit away from what we've done in the past, which is kind of either we would focus on one person style and that's how our team would play, or a couple players. But yeah, I mean, it just makes a fuller team, and every single person can step into any single position and know what's expected of them, while also having the freedom to kind of bring their own individual style. So that's been awesome. And yeah, a huge focus on culture and just like what off the field does everybody bring as well? What kind of leadership styles, what different important qualities does each player, whether they're the loudest, the quietest, really any qualities, we want it all. And how can we bring out the best in everybody so that we can get the best of everybody on the field?
I have a couple of questions about the Players Association. The first one hopefully is super quick, which is just, I know Britt was one of the representatives for the Thorns, and I'm wondering if anybody has been chosen to take her place. And the other one is, I'm curious if you guys as an organization have done any work with the Black Women's Players Collective.
Yeah. So we are actually, tomorrow is the last day that that players on our team can put their name in for nominations. So we will then run an election, because I think we have more than 2 people who are interested. So not yet, but next week we'll know who our team reps are. And yeah, we are in communication with the Black Women's Player Collective. We are 2 separate entities, but we're trying right now to figure out the best way to work together and how we can help them and how they kind of fit into the PA. I mean, the PA's job, when you get down to the basics of it, is helping each individual player who plays in our league. And so the Black Women's Player Collective falls under that category. And while they're their own thing, we as a player association want to do everything we can to help and support them. So yeah, we've started communication, and hopefully we can help each other out.